He's live again. All right, here's the city pier. Figured y'all would like to see that. What's Frank's last name? Frank Agnelli told us, look at what's last standing. He built that. Give you an idea. We were going to make a ride around it, but there's plenty of pylons there. But look at this. It, besides the walkway out, the structure looks pretty good. Just looks like somebody was cleaning the vent for the grills, but it held up pretty good. Excuse me. There's still some pylons in there that we got to be careful of. So this is Bayfront Park. If you look at the bridges right there, there's a bike path or a walking path, and then there's the humpback bridge, is what we called it. That was one of the places all us kids when we were little would jump off of. They'd have Kids Day here at Bayfront Park, and it was fun. It was wild. I think they still do something with it now. But yeah, I think for my 65th birthday, I'm going to jump off that humpback bridge. I'm not going to tell you the date because I'm sure they'll be watching out for us. I posted something on Facebook that said something about the Rod and Reel Pier, about the big hole that we used to fish snook that was kind of closed in. Well, it was closed in. Nobody'd see in there fishing. Lefty Miller, who ran it back then, had this nice little spot that we could, well, I don't know about but there was a hole there that you could catch fish out of, snook and whatnot. And I made the post and said that it was at the Rod and Reel Pier, and then afterwards, in the post, I gave the letters that said, you may want to fact check this. And of course, everybody jumped all over it and said, it wasn't the Rod and Reel Pier, it was the city pier. But it's my history that I was just trying to be funny. But yep, Bayfront Park, looking pretty good. Except everything's laying down. These Australian pines, some fell, some didn't. The birds still have a place to roost. So when someone says they're not native to the area, just remember that most of us aren't either. So vote yes for Australian pines. It's great nesting for the birds, and I'm sure Braden and Beach would have loved to have them when they fell over to stop all their problems. But what do I know? I'm just some old guy that's lived here a long time. So unfortunately, we're going to go up to the Rod and Reel Pier of what's left of it. When I was a kid, Mr. Frank Cavendish ran this place and owned it. I'm not sure all about it, but he lived next door to us on Periwinkle when I was young, and him and Doc French, they put out shark lines. They caught more world record hammerheads off of this place. If you go to our capital up in Tallahassee, there's still jaws in there with gold teeth that they presented to different governors and whatnot. It's hard to see, but just to the right of the sun is where the pier went out. I would have never thought that we would see something like this. Or not see something like this. My entire life there was a pier here. I caught my first kingfish off this pier. On an outgoing tide, we would put a balloon on the line. We'd float the line out to this pass here and catch kingfish on it. There used to be a resident dolphin that would hang out here all the time. That when we'd have a hard time finding dolphin, we'd come here and he'd always be here. Someone would throw fish that they caught back in, and hopefully they'll rebuild. I've heard that they said they will. All the terns, they don't seem to care one way or the other. They still have a place to hang out. I think we're gonna have a good sunset. I'll tell you what, I was driving out to the island, which is new to me, because we're living luckily with my sister in town. She's getting her house did well. But it looks like we're going to have a beautiful sunset. And if y'all want to hang with me, I think I'm going to keep it running as long as my battery holds out. This is the world famous Bean Point that we're going to now. Tell you a little bit more about when we were kids. Not all this, there's some new rocks that they've put in here, but a lot of this stuff over here is stuff that we used to see when we were kids. So it's almost like it's back to what it was when we were children here. Bean Point, of course, is huge. I want to say it was 1982 when they started the beach renourishment. I was down by the public beach the other day, and it's all not even close, but a lot of these groins and stuff that you see through here is pretty much what it was like, especially once you see the fingers that come out. That's what it was like when we were kids. Now these Australian pines right here at the point have been here forever. But after those, it kind of sucked in and went back around. I'm not sure how far Captain Chris is going to take us out here. Yeah, Bean Point's definitely smaller than it was, but it's much larger than it was when I was a child. So we're looking at, so it's hard, Passage Key is gone, but there is still a sandbar there. We can see waves breaking. That's Egmont Key off to the distance. Gosh, we're gonna have a beautiful sunset. So I'm going to give you the perspective here. So this is where the end of Bean Point is right now. So I would say 200 yards that way, where I'm pointing right now, is the swim buoy that we'd have to go around to get around the island, so we stayed out of the way. The swim buoy was normally 50 yards or something off the shore. So all this has been reclaimed. Where it has gone, who knows? There might be some great fly fishing and tarpon fishing right out in this area, which there already is, but seeing that, I don't know if you can see that swim buoy. Literally from there all the way to the end of the island, we've lost 150 yards probably of Bean Point. We are super fortunate that there wasn't more damage than there was. Keep all those folks south of us and north of us, everybody's been affected from this, in your prayers. Talking about Mexico. Sorry. It's a favorite song of James Taylor. So that's Bean Point. Anna Maria Island, or as my dad liked to call it, Anna Maria. We're in good shape. Things are going to be all right. See how this sunset works out.
Who owns the Tropicana house on the end of Bean Point?
I don't know who owns it now.
Yeah, I just wondered. I was curious.
Yeah, that was the Rossi family, I think, that owned it originally.
It was for sale for a while, but I haven't seen anything more on it.
And I might be wrong, but I want to say it was the Rossi family, but it may not have been. My mother was big with the history and everything of the island. If you go to the historical, even when I was a kid, Carolyn Norwood did all the books and everything, and she, of course, back then, it was a small community. So my brothers, my sister, and I are all in there, pictures of us and everything.
And you never paid any attention?
No, this is the place that, the people, the island was a place place that it was just, you know, my dad said when he left here, he said, we'll never go back to that godforsaken place.
Yeah.
And, you know, so luckily he came back, and I was born in Fantasy Hospital. My brother was also. And, but yeah, it was a different, well, you know, we've been in business here forever, so my perspective of it is a lot different than a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, the era's gone though now. It's all going to be new rebuilds, don't you think?
Yeah, but you know what? It's been being rebuilt for so many years that you know, everybody came from someplace to come here originally.
We've been here since '76.
Yeah, so you know.
Yeah.
But you came here, you know, and we're going to keep that up.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to build the community back better than it's ever been. Or we hope, you know, I don't know if ever been, but it's going to be.
It'll be good.
It's going to be great. So, and it will be. Thank you for coming with us. So when we started this business, I was the one who did all the tours and everything, and I gave my history on pretty much what I've been doing tonight. But we've got captains now that are much more knowledgeable about the Atlantic bottlenose dolphins that we have, and the history, much smarter than me. I've forgotten a lot of the stuff until I get out here and start yakking. You know, we appreciate y'all watching this, and we hope that we see you out on one of our boats. Remember to support the center of Anna Maria Island. I have a hard time with the name because it's been so many things to me. It was the youth center, it was the teen club, it was all these different things, and so many different great people that ran it, and some that I didn't really care for at all. But we got Chris Culhane in there now running this center, and you know, we're super fortunate with what we still have on this island, and we're gonna be fine. Yep, we're going to be fine. And it has to be, because 2 hours ago we would have never come into Tampa Bay because it was blowing so hard. So there must be a reason that it laid down so we could enjoy this beautiful sunset.
Get out of the way. Can't help it. He did.
Yeah, $20.
Yes, we do. It's a hard freshman in college when he saw it.
It's going to be a pretty one. Maybe we'll get the green flash tonight. Did you see it? There it was, the green flash.
No, it's not good, Daddy. Oh, yeah. I know.
Thank y'all all. Thank y'all all. I'm not sure if that's the word I wanted to say, but thank y'all so much for supporting us so much. Just remember, tell your mom and dad you love them. Hug them kids and family. Make it a great day.